Hi everyone, this is Sonia, and I am going to be doing a crochet tag for you, and this was first put out by One Virtuous Woman. And I really enjoy crocheting, and so I thought I would be a part of this tag. So anyway, here are the questions. Question number 1, how long have you been crocheting? I have been crocheting for almost 20 years. And really continuously for about the past 10 years. It's something that I really love to do, and I almost do it on a daily basis. Question number 2, who taught you how to crochet? That would be my mom. And how she got me started on crocheting was when I was about in the 4th grade. I got really sick and I could not go to school for a couple of weeks. Well, as with all kids, after you're home for so long, you get bored. There's nothing to do. TV's not really interesting anymore. You want to go out, you want to play. Well, to keep me entertained, my mom wanted to know if I wanted to learn how to crochet. So I learned how. She taught me. And she taught me the chain stitch to get started, and I think she taught me the single crochet. So during the rest of my sickness, I ended up making a scarf just out of single crochet, which, as I remember, it took forever, it seemed like, but I did complete it, and I have been crocheting ever since. Question number 3, what's your favorite hook size? I actually have 4 hook sizes. I like G, H, I, and J. Those seem to be the ones that I gravitate to the most in projects. Question number 4, what's your favorite brand of hooks? I don't have a favorite brand of hooks. I will use any brand. I only use the metal hooks though. I've never tried anything else except plastic, and I do not like plastic hooks because they tend to get caught up in the yarn somehow. I don't know if there's little pieces of plastic that are sticking out of them or something, but it seems like my yarn always gets caught up in the hook. So I just stick with metal hooks, and the brand doesn't really matter to me. Number 5, what's your favorite brand of yarn? I also don't really have a favorite brand of yarn, but I do buy the Red Heart, the Super Saver, the really big size. I do buy a lot of that. I have started buying Vanna's Choice, and I buy a lot of Fun Fur. I really like crocheting with that. I like to make flowers and things like that. But overall, I will buy anything. I don't really have one particular brand that I will buy over another. Number 6, what's your favorite pattern? I like to work all kind of patterns. There is not any one of them that I would say would be my favorite. Like any kind of scarf patterns or anything like that, I seem to, enjoy making, but I don't have an actual favorite pattern. Number 7, who's your favorite crochet guru? Well, I don't have a favorite crochet guru, but since I have been on YouTube, there are people that actually, that I have watched and that I have learned some things from, and one of those would be Jen Likes Yarn. I really enjoy watching her videos, her tutorials. And offhand, well, and then like Vanna White, she had like all these books and all of this, these pattern books and everything, and I used to get some of those pattern books and, do some of her patterns. So I would maybe say her, as well. Number 8, what are you inspired by? I am inspired, by my family, things around me, just everything in general. My crocheting, sometimes I'm inspired to make certain things by maybe someone that I have been around, or, maybe an environment I have been in. So I would just say that, really just my surroundings are what inspires me. Number 9, what do you use for a stitch marker? I use something very simple. I cut off a contrasting color of yarn, and I will just put it through the stitch, and that is my stitch marker. Number 10, what was the highest amount you paid for one skein of yarn? I really only buy my yarn when it's on sale. I've always been like that. I would say probably the highest amount I have paid is probably $6.99, something like that. If I was really needing the yarn and I was out of it and it wasn't on sale but I needed that yarn, then I would buy it. So I would say probably $6.99. Number 11, how many times have you redone a project before you got it right? I would say probably at least 2 or 3 times. I usually do fairly simple projects, but if I'm doing really difficult ones, I can redo it at least 2 or 3 times with no problem. And that can get a little frustrating, but if you want to make something and you want it to look right, you got to tear it out and do it over. Number 12, do you know how to read patterns? Yes, I know how to read patterns. That's what a lot of what I make is from patterns. I will do some things on my own that are my own ideas, but most of the time they are patterns. So yeah, I do know how to read them. Number 13, how do you feel when you're in a yarn store? Express yourself. I love it. Love it. I could be in a yarn store all day long. I just love to look at the yarns, new yarn that has come in, the different textured yarns. I don't know. It's just like, it's exhilarating for me, And then if I can buy yarn, then that's even better. That's double the joy. 14. Do you have a lot of yarn but still feel like it's not enough? No, I don't have a lot of yarn. I am at the point now where I am using basically what I have in my stash, and my stash is dwindling quickly. So a lot of the things that I have been making lately are just from yarn that I have on hand. I have not went out and bought any. But yeah, I'm getting very, very low on yarn. Number 15. Do you think you're a yarnaholic? No, I don't really think I'm a yarnaholic. I don't have to go out and buy yarn. I do use what I have, and then I will go out and I will replenish. Now if there's a really good deal, or if somebody wants me to make them something, then yeah, I will go out and I will get that specific yarn. But otherwise I use what I have, and when it's gone, you know, then I start over. Number 16, have you ever freestyled crochet? Yes, I have made my own. I thought up my own patterns, and I have created my own, you know, projects from them. So yes, I have freestyled. Number 17, express how you feel when you are counting in crochet and someone interrupts you. Okay, this happens all the time. This happens on a daily basis. I can be crocheting and say it's like you have to count to, there's like 35 stitches and you're on number 22, and someone comes in and wants to, you know, ask you a question. You know, then most of the time, by the time I say not now, can you wait just 5 minutes, you know, 4 minutes, let me finish. By the time I get that out, I've forgot where I'm at, you know. But lately I have got to where I keep a pen or a pencil with me, and if someone comes in and wants to talk to me, then I write the number down of the stitch where I'm at, so I know where to start from that point. I've been doing that for about the last couple of months, and that really, really works. So anyone that has a problem with forgetting where they're at after a conversation or being interrupted, just keep a pen or pencil with you and write down the number that you are on at that point. Then you'll know what your next stitch will be. Number 18, do you dream about crochet? Sometimes. It depends on how involved in a project I am. If I'm having problems with it, you know, or something like that, where I'm really bothered by it or something. But that's really the only time I'm really thinking about it, that I will dream about it to some extent. Number 19, do you drive and crochet? I do take crochet with me when I do go places. On trips, I always have crochet, I have yarn, I have, you know, all the major things that I would need to complete a project. So yes, I do take crochet with me because it's good for a doctor's office when you're waiting, when you're waiting for kids, when you're going on a trip. Any place where you can wait or where you're sitting for long periods of time is a good time to crochet. Do you crochet at work? No. Right now I'm currently unemployed, so no, I am not working, or I'm not crocheting at work. 21. Do you dislike it when you have a simple pattern, but it is hard to do? Wait a minute. 21. Do you dislike it when you have a simple pattern, but it is hard to follow the way it is written? Yes. I even had a problem reading the question. Yes, I have had that a lot of times. And that is one of the reasons that I have to redo, you know, some of my projects, is because I don't understand what I am looking at, what I'm trying to read. It's not coming out, you know, the way it should. So sometimes, yeah, I do have that problem. 22. How many UFO unfinished objects do you have? I would say maybe 3, and I am slowly getting to those and finishing things up. So I don't really have a lot of stuff laying around that needs to be finished. I usually, once I start something, I try to finish it so that I don't have the clutter, you know, laying around. And the last question, number 23, do you travel with your hook and yarn? Yes, all the time. If I'm going on a trip, my hook and my yarn are with me. If I'm a passenger in a car going on a trip, then I'm crocheting in the passenger seat. That's how it is. It helps the time go by quicker, and I feel like I'm getting something accomplished at the same time. Anyway, that is my crochet tag, and you know, anyone else that crochets and would like to join in on the tag, you know, please feel free to do so. We would like to hear what you have to say. Thank you. Have a great day.